Hello, hello, everybody. My wife is an asshole. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to D&D Fall of Vaybaba Season 2, Episode 13. And we didn't do it last time, but this time, as she's here from the start, we're joined firstly by good old Steve Corbs as Walther up there. Captain Dan Face over that way as Kanan. And, you ready for this? Acepatonyssus. Oh yeah. As Lily over there. We've been here a million times before, so most of you know. This is D&D collaborative roleplay storytelling, dice rolling, adventure, no fancy graphics. What you see now is the game. Mike up there, I'll send you over to in a minute, is our DM. He tries his best to weave a plot of worlds, wonder, mystic and magical and everything else. We generally get stupid and try and ruin his day, and he just tries to kill us in response to that. You are not excused, Dan. That is inexcusable. During my magical intro and everything. Other than that, I'm going to throw the links for our catch-ups for the previous episodes in the chat in 2 seconds, and I'm going to pass you over to Captain Gingerbeard for our little previously exactly that. Over to you, Mr. Mike, and thanks again.
I noticed to stop us from talking over your intro, you muted us.
That
rather rudely as well. Corbs was in the middle of telling us, something about World of Warships. So would you like to finish telling me what you were telling me?
No, we'll catch that up after the game.
Yes, every week, Mike, just Mike specifically. I don't need to mute anyone else. Mike talks over. I always say we get to the live and I go, be quiet for 15 seconds. And as soon as we're about 3 seconds in, he goes, pasties.
Dan is also guilty.
You know what? Yeah, it is Dan sometimes. I give you that. But
when
anyway.
I listened back to last week's episode today, it was like the intro started. It was like.
That sounds about right.
Just hear you go.
I think which one was it? Was it episode 11? I don't know if you were drunk or something, Dan, but you were just shouting.
Just yelling.
I think that was the night.
Yeah, it was just.
I finished a whole bottle of wine.
Yeah, I think that's probably what it was. It was just like just shouting and like just jumping at random. The amount of stuff I had to cut out where you're just in the middle of it just going.
I'm sorry.
I'm just seeing their Schmelling volumes.
Yes.
We have fixed it.
Yeah, that's cool. Editing for the podcast actually last week, or episode 12. You, Steve, were quiet.
I was quiet.
You were quieter. Yeah.
There we go. I've turned myself up as well.
That's okay. Unless you can do individual audio channels, then I can't do anything about it.
Yeah, I'll do it on my end going forward. The audio levels anyway.
Yeah, that's cool. Right, anyway. Episode 13 of Vaybaba. Last episode, the party left the Scar and headed back to Prazanorn. I can't even say these things properly.
You decide that you name these places.
I know. Well, Prazanorn is actually it's from the Cornish language. That's Cornish words there. Let's start again. Last episode, the party left the Scar and headed back to Prazanorn. It was late in the day, and so they decided to stay back at the inn there. Upon entering, they found the lady elf arguing with the owner and about the price of admission. And admission, it wasn't admission. Now I've typed this up, and it's completely cocked me around because it's auto-corrected me. It wasn't admission; it was accommodation. Being pretty well heckled away, she turned to find the party and after some conversation, they discovered she was an elven emissary sent to find them. During the party, they then decided to put Keenan's new abilities to test and decided upon a sparring session. Much to the delight of the inn's punters, they all headed outside, and after putting on some fine entertainment, you earned yourselves a free room and a hot meal. The next day, they set off cross country, and on the bloody autocorrect. And on the second night of their travels, was set upon by a seemingly rogue vampire close to the now ruined town of Waterrun. The rest of the journey was
No.
It's a good thing you're your own editor, isn't it?
It's like Ron Burgundy, isn't it? It's like, I will read what's on the teleprompter.
No matter what is written.
Yeah. The rest of the journey west to the swamp where the elves were now staying went by uneventfully, and upon arrival they met with some of the locals, swamp elves, including the town's bullywug mayor. They headed up into the treehouse-like town above the muck of the swamp, seeking out the High Elves of Atlantalos, and that is where we left it off last week because I was dying slowly. I am a picture of health now, so we should have no interruptions. What was that?
That was an interruption.
Okay. Something just flashed in the corner. What's that? Okay. Let's stop messing around.
Large naked lady.
Okay. Yeah, so you're heading up up the stairs away from the lower swamp area and up into this Ewok-like village I described it as, up in the trees. And it's only slightly raised off the floor. It's not as if it's like miles up in the air or something like that. What was his name? Where's my notebook? What was his face? Is where it's going to be in the other notebook, and I've completely lost it. Yes, it probably is. He had a funny name that I couldn't pronounce, could I?
Oh, I have it.
You have it.
Fenperios Wenena.
Say that again.
Fenperios Wenena. Fenperios Wenena. In fact, it's in this book. It's right here.
What's wrong with like names like Chris and John and Bob?
No, it's not. Where did I write this down to?
Bob Wenena.
No Wenenes, just Bob. Obu Obu.
Bob. Where did I write that all down to? It's completely gone. Where did I put it? This is what preparation does for you. Spend ages coming up with all this other stuff, and then you lose the previous stuff that you had.
Proper preparation prevents piss poor performance.
You can go to the 7
Pretty
P's
much,
if you want
yeah.
to go to prior preparation and planning prevents piss poor performance.
Oh.
I don't know.
I need these right now. Dun, 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 dun.
Okay,
you
well, I
break
don't
the
know.
arm?
It's gone.
My son broke the arm off.
Nah.
So it only works now if I'm wearing like a headset, 'cause I have to proper tuck it in. He goes there. The other one is here to be
so
fixed.
so Perion, what was his name? Fenperion, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
Fenwick.
Fenperios?
We'll call him Perion for now, because I don't know where the notes are
Perry.
going. Oh, it's there. Stupid me, it's there. I typed it up, didn't
God
I?
fucking
No wonder it's not in
damn
the book. Fenperios Wenena. There we are. Now I've got the notes. Right. He leads you up, and he sort of takes you along the walkways, and there's pretty much the whole population of Lancelos up here in various huts and such. And all the buildings up here are again very much like the Ewok sort of wooden structures with maybe like a thatched roof with some of the leaves and that of the trees. And he takes you into one such cabin or hut up in the trees here. And he says, okay, in here we have Lord Calastriel and Lady Menstrata. And they will see you. They understand that you have a mission to try and take back Atlantalos. So you go in, see, and he takes you in, and there's they both stand up as you come in. It's a very basic abode, just wooden furniture and bits of food here and there, and maybe some flowers or something like that. And they both stand up, and they are very tall, slender, very beautiful people, really. Long hair. They got maybe the circlet on their head, and just very plain robes. And they say,
Sorry,
right.
I'm choking.
Okay. Castration and menstruate. Yes, okay, Steve.
You name these people, mate. You name them.
I know, but it wasn't there for you to mock. Anyway, they stand up, and Lord Calastro says to Wenena, "Who are these people you bring here, Wenena? Are they the ones that we've been seeking?" And he says, yeah, they are them. This is Lily, with the emissary. We sent her. I can't do. I'm going. I think I'm losing the German part, aren't I?
You got it. You
Sounds
got
for
it.
European. Anyway, we send her, and she brings these people, and they're here now. These are the ones that are going to take back Elantalon. And he says, very good, very good. Yeah. So, what is your plans? This is the Lord Calastra talking to you. You must have the plans, surely, to take back our great city, if it still stands.
My lord, if I may, we just met a couple of days ago, so I think we need some time between us to arrange a plan and see what we can do for the whole situation. Maybe you can show us some of your wisdom and experience and give us an advice.
Very well. Yes, maybe I can consult with some of the elders, and we may be able to formulate a plan. And then Fenperios interrupts. He says, "My lord, we were discussing on the way here, as I picked them up on the border, the problem with the Bulivag and our cousins here who are seemingly ruled by this Bulivag. Yes. And he looks to Lord Clashry, then looks to Lady Mestrana. My dear, what is it you think of these idiots and this stupid frog? And she says, my darling, I think that if they are happy, then we should just leave them to it. No, Nine, we cannot leave them to whatever fate is going on here. We must liberate them from these stupid frog people. And she says, okay, my darling, maybe if we just kill them all, and then we can take over the swamp for ourselves.
Whoa, wait a minute.
He says, Lord Clash says, this is a possibility, I suppose. And Wenena says, my lord, maybe we could just try to remove them from the area so they are no longer a problem to us. Yeah, this could work. I'm having a conversation with myself here. Brilliant.
What do you think? Yes, that's a great idea.
I don't know. Do you think? No.
Yeah, exactly. That's good. Yeah.
However,
Well, the Lord and Lady look at you guys. What? Perhaps you can help us get rid of this problem. Could you deal with this bullybug, perhaps? We know that they have a village somewhere in the swamp. Maybe if you speak, what is her name? Vampire jumps in and goes, Great Mama, my lord. Yeah, Great Mama. Yes, speak with Great Mama. Maybe she can help. She's in the biggest. She's in the swamp. They're all in the swamp. These people.
She a bullywug
She's down.
too?
What's wrong with leaving them be?
She's an elf.
An elf.
Were they here?
Maybe we are only making our own investigations now. We haven't got much information, but she will. She's one of these swamp elves, and she lives in the big. She's their elder. She is their one that they all turn to for help, advice, spirituality. She lives in the big. There's a big stump in the middle of the swamp town here, so you can just go speak to her.
But my lord, if I'm not wrong, is it where they were here? Were they here before us, and we arrived after they?
Yeah, this is correct. Yeah,
So, do you think it
we
is fair and is it honorable for our race to remove them from the place they live?
Well,
Because
also, why
we
would you want to live in the swamp? If you're going
yeah,
to take back Atlantalos, then
exactly.
we don't want to, but we would like to liberate our cousins here from the tyranny of this bullybug.
well, then perhaps we just
Yeah.
deal with the bullywug.
You have an odd idea of tyranny for someone wishing to wipe them out.
Yeah.
They are stupid creatures. So it would be doing them a favor to get rid of them.
Claudia,
Anyway.
slogan. It is not often that you shrink back from just getting out your sword and wafting away indiscriminately.
You're
I
not
admire
wrong.
the fact you are thinking for a change.
You're not wrong, but I'm thinking we may be targeting the wrong tyrant here.
Yeah.
One of the
Look, I
questions
understand.
I would have the answer of my lord before you continue with your august knowledge. I have seen the nobles of Atlantalos in the treetop houses. Where are the people?
Sorry, you broke up a bit for me then. You were asking where are the regular citizens of Atlantalos?
The people of the city, yeah.
Yeah, they're all up in this treetop sort of, or the treehouse area. Basically, they're all like in different huts, and they've made homes for themselves. No, it's not just nobles. No. You got everyone, and what they've done is they've pretty much pushed the swamp elves, who were they weren't just living in the muck; they were living in these places. They've pushed them out to make them their homes. So the swamp elves are kind of like just down in the crap, and they've built huts and all that sort of stuff in the time they've been there to try, give themselves temporary shelter whilst they seemingly hope for a resolution to their interloping Atlantean cousins.
Before we leave this place to go anywhere, I will have news of my family.
Yeah, well, you can leave their names with us, and we will make inquiries and see if they are here. Of course, not everybody was able to escape. Not everybody.
I didn't know you had family there, Walter.
My family was caught in the fall of Atlantalos. I had to flee. I do not know where they are. This is why.
We can certainly fight towards finding them. We're with you.
That is my only aim at this point.
You have my blade.
Oh God.
I'm sure many people made it out. If all of these people are here, then they may even be amongst them.
Yes. What is the name of your family? If I have.
From the Vogel, right?
Can I roll something to see if I have heard anything about them or if I know them?
Well, Lord Cluster said he'll make inquiries to see if he can locate them. It's obviously it's been a big thing for them. They've had a lot of people are my brother, sister, whatever here, and so they had to do lots of investigating to try and find out who's actually made it out and who hasn't.
We
So
need
they
to
will
pause
probably
for a
have,
second. Dan, stop setting
Okay.
your goddamn house on fire. Like live on camera, stop setting your house on fire. What are you doing?
Just making it pretty.
Stop it. Right, carry on, Mike.
They've I think Lord Cluster explained it. Yeah, if you'll give us the name, your family names, and we've been making, and he sort of points to a table, and there are like documents there. We are making this ledger to see who amongst us is still here. Of course, we lost a lot of, well, in fact, the entire force of our soldiers was lost. They stayed behind to defend the city and defend the evacuation. So, if they are in the armies, then they are gone, or certainly gone.
My wife and child were certainly not in the armies.
Then I hope they are here. We will.
You have a
it takes,
child?
You know, they.
There is much you do not know about me, my friend. We have
We need a
had to
catch up and a
adventure
drink.
for a while. There has been little time for idle chit-chat. I knew what I must do. And that is,
You're
of
not
course,
wrong.
the evil which has opened the packet of crunchy biscuits.
I'm
And
eating.
here's a microphone.
Ums.
Other chocolates are
Sorry.
available. He's there going through a heartfelt moment.
I give in. Alright, yeah, I just want to get my family back. I'm giving up now. So.
Baners can't contain giggling.
Hang
Dan's
on.
trying to become an arsonist. I mute myself to
He's
eat.
turned into.
Bloody Mike's there crunching away on branded things that we're not allowed to brand.
Walther. I didn't mention them by name. I said mms. Walter's turned into Harrison Ford as well. He's going around shaking people, going, "Where's my family?"
They are quite important to me, you know.
Yeah.
You've
we
not mentioned
understand.
them.
We will check the ledger. We will check the ledger and see if they are here.
The previous captain knew about them, Branch, but he's dead because somebody was clumsy.
Well, we will check the ledger. We need to draw up plans on how we are going to take back Elantelos. And we would very much like to see these bullywogs dealt with, so perhaps you can find a way of dealing with that. As I say, you must speak with Great Mama, and maybe she'll give you more information to deal with this problem.
What power, what strength of arms do you have here?
Besides the citizen soldiers that you saw on the border, when Enna here, one of them, then nothing. And
How many?
our cousins here, well, as many can bear arms. A couple hundred, perhaps. But they are not soldiers. They are not soldiers. Our cousins here, they are... Well, they are probably going to be making up most of the fighting force if we are to help you in Elantelos. But I think to take back Elantelos, we are going to have to build bridges. It has reached our ears that the king Razanog is trying to unite the peoples once more under one banner. Well, perhaps this is the way forward. You will have to speak to the humans as well and see if they are willing to help. And there are lesser
We need
races,
as
of
much
course.
manpower as possible. Could we not talk to the bullywogs as well?
I don't know. You could certainly try, I suppose.
Through the rings, Logan.
But they are stupid creatures, don't forget. They would not understand.
Yes, but if Great Mama can talk to them, and if she's their leader, maybe we can always see how she is, and if they will be able to help us.
Yeah, well, as I say, you can try all avenues.
Very well, as long as I have your word that you will do everything in your power to find my family.
My good man, you have my absolute word. Myself and my lady here, we will start checking. We will make inquiries amongst the peoples, and then we will tell you as soon as we see you again.
Thank you, my lord.
When I see you again.
You are most welcome. Now, be gone from my sight.
What time is it of the day? What time did we arrive?
I don't even know if we specified because it was the last day of travel. I would say probably let's just go for midday.
So, do we have somewhere to stay so we can, I don't know, eat something, relax a little bit, and form a plan before we? So, do they give us an accommodation or?
You yourself would have
Yes.
some accommodation in one of the huts up here in the trees.
Mm-hmm. And
By accommodation, because there are so many people, and it wasn't ever designed for that. It is like a shared bunk, basically.
okay.
So it might be like a couple of beds in there of different family units or whatever, staying in one hut.
Okay.
But you could set up a tent or something on one of the walkways as long as you weren't obstructing it, or down on the floor. If you go back down to the swamp, there are dry areas like raised up ground and stuff. You could put pitch tents.
Yeah.
But it's only in the middle of the day, and when it comes to like food and stuff, I don't really tend to say you sit down and have a meal. It takes you an hour. I just go, yeah, okay,
No.
that
Yeah,
happens.
no, it's
Yeah.
fine. I'm just
Yeah.
asking if it was like nighttime and we need to rest.
No, you should be fine.
Okay.
You should be fine.
Did we,
Uh,
when Mugneth left, did he take his ring with him, or do we have it?
He took it with him,
Yeah, he took everything he had with him.
and I do not know whether Keenan
Yep.
redeemed his ring from the body of
Of course I did.
Logan had turned to the pie and be like, I believe we came for an
Introduce
army,
scavengers.
not a few hundred peasants.
An army starts with a few hundred, Logan. Just curb your tongue. You do not know the power of the elves when mobilized. More will come.
Speaking
I'm
of
gonna...
the ring, actually, I'm sort of kind of wearing it like a bangle because it was a bit bigger. So maybe once we get near a forge, we could break it down, make another ring out of it.
Certainly a good idea. I mean, I'm gonna follow your lead on this one, but it seems pointless to go and fight these bullywugs when this guy is the one causing the issues by the look of it.
Yes, what I think maybe if we talk to Big Mama and see if she can suggest like a solution that we can give it to him, so just to calm him down. I agree. I agree. It's not his place, like our place as high elves, to remove these elves from the area they live, since we have come here.
It's not. It's not that he's trying to be like, they're lesser creatures and I just want them. It's just that they're very pompous, these high elves, and because of being a lord and a lady, it's just like their way of dealing with things. Like, well, if it's a problem for me, I just want it gone. Just get it out of my sight. I want it gone. That's their view on the world, basically. Because they are the worst snobby, aristocratic type people that you could imagine. It's just like these people are a problem. Get them away. We don't want to deal with them. And so for them, the only solution to them is get rid of the bullywugs. But I suppose in a way they do see them as lesser creatures. So that's why he's like, well, just kill them. I don't care. Just get rid of them.
Yeah.
It's not that he's evil. He's not a bad person. He's just they're a nuisance, and I just want them gone. The way that you probably look at a mouse that invades your kitchen, perhaps.
Oh!
It's not that you hate mice. It's just that you don't want it in your kitchen.
Yeah.
Then Big Mama must be negotiated with to find out what is going on. Clever bullywugs are no mean thing.
Big Mama.
It is almost as worrying as a clever Logan.
I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm clever. I just, I've hit far too many things lately, and I'm fed up of the repercussions.
Well, Fen Perios sort of leads you. So I will take you down to Great Mama, her stump, and you can speak to her. And he takes you down back into the muck, and he leads you towards the center of this. There's like a ring of these tree houses basically, and walkways all goes around in a circle. And in the middle, on the ground floor, is this big wooden stump. Imagine it's a bit like Yoda's hut or something like that, but it's a tree stump, and it's like got a collection of like leaves and all that intertwined to make a thatching over the top. There's a huge doorway in it. It's sort of like 50 feet across, and it stands at sort of like 40 feet up. It's a big old tree stump, and he goes over and he knocks on the entranceway, and there's sort of like smoke coming out of there. You can smell cooking and that sort of thing. And he goes, "Great Mama, I have some visitors for you." She goes, "Oh, do you now, my darling? Send them in, send them in." And you go on in, and there's a lovely fire, a cooking pot, and she's got all these herbs and spices and plants and everything everywhere. It looks like a pantry and a greenhouse all mixed into one, and there's pots and pans and plates and everything, bits of furniture here and there, chairs, a bed, tables. And you go in, and she gestures to you, and there's some chairs you can sit on. She goes, "Ah, nice to meet you. My name's Great Mama. What can I do you for?"
Hi, Great Mama.
She she looks, so I didn't explain her appearance. She's quite short, quite round, quite plump in her face. She's got really long curly hair, which is kind of like matted up in places, and she might have like a feather intertwined into them. She's wearing like a nice flowing, almost like tie-dye dress. Again, barefoot, filthy,
So
covered in mud.
is she an elf?
She is an elf, yeah.
Okay.
She's one of the swamp elves. Well, she's the elder to the swamp
Yes.
elves. She's like their spiritual leader, I suppose. So what can I do you for?
Hi. I am Lily Tilseed, and these are my friends, and we just came here to ask you if how is life going on in the village?
Oh, well, darling, that's very kind of you to ask. Yeah. It's all going good. It's all going good. How's life with you?
Can't complain.
Well, that's
Recently
good.
got a bit fleshier, but sure. What's the deal with the bullywugs? There seem to be a lot of them around.
It's just one. You've only seen one.
Seems to be one more than I would like around.
Oh, he's the Grand Master Lord Master Mayor.
How did he get that position?
Oh, that's a long story now, darling. That's a long story. We came here a long time ago and set up our home in the swamp. But I made a deal with these bullywugs. They don't like people coming in their swamp, so I had to make a deal with him to let us stay here in the swamp, and that's what he did. He let us stay. Well, not this one. There's some great ancestor of his, many generations ago for them. He let us stay here, and they taught us how to survive in the swamp, how to eat, how to fish, how to live, and then set up our homes with us. And they said, "We'll give you a mayor, and this mayor, he'll stay with you, and when he's dead, we'll send you a new mayor." And so they did, and they let us live side by side with them in the swamp. We never always used to live in the swamps, We used to live out in the fields and the dales and the area surrounding nearby the swamp. But when we had this big demon war going on, well, that's when we decided it's about time we moved and hid away. Our cousins, oh, it's so nice to have them around. But they come down here from up north. They said their city was gone, so we said, "You can come on in." But we did what they did. We went into the trees. And then here we are in the swamp, and it's brilliant. We really like being here in the swamp. Yep.
Well, that's quite the adventure.
Yes.
Oh, yes, sir. It certainly was. It certainly was.
So
Many years ago now.
there were more bullywugs around.
Oh, yes, sir. They got
Nearby.
themselves a little village. They got a village just down the ways. If you keep pushing on out into the swamp even deeper, and you'll find their village. It's a marvel.
So if you've been in contact with them, then maybe you could talk to them about maybe joining forces with us, retaking Atlantalos and getting some of these elves out of their swamp if they don't want them here.
Oh, yeah, I'll try not to go talking to them too much. They don't like visitors. Uh, I don't know if that'd be much good in a fight, like a war. You gonna take back Atlantalos? I heard there was some bother up there with devils and demons. They said, "Lord have mercy."
Yes, it was a very bloody day. Lots of people lost their lives. But it's good to see that so many people made it out.
Oh yeah, we're very pleased, and we make our prayers to Mount Norris every day, and to say thank you for allowing so many people to survive. I make their way down to the swamp here, and we've had dances, we've been doing cook-offs, we've been doing all sorts down here. It's really good, really fun times. Really, I haven't seen the people this happy in so long.
You pray to
Hmm
Melnoris?
Yeah. Sometimes we've got all sorts of different people we pray to. He's one of them. I mean, he is, after all, the Lord and Creator.
Big Mama.
Hold on there, honey. Who you calling big? I ain't no big mama. My name's Great Mama.
Oh, great, Gray or great? Sorry, I didn't.
Great.
Great, great, Mama. I'm sorry if I offended you. I did not have that in mind.
That's why she ruffles her dress and goes, "Oh, I ain't no big woman."
She was trying to say you're big-hearted.
Yeah.
I don't know what this accent is.
The many
Logan, what are
voices
you
of
doing?
Logan.
So, great, Mama. Do you not find living here with the high elves on top of the trees? Do you not find that it is a little bit crowded? I don't know, because I have seen that further ahead the swamp is so much nicer. The swamp is so much nicer and has so much space. I don't know if you have ever considered going at that place and taking it for you before somebody else capture it, because it's brilliant.
We don't worry ourselves about that. We're happy. We're happy. We got our new homes, a temporary home set up down here, and one day they're gonna ship out. They'll go back to the house, so we'll be happy. They'll get it back, I think, one day. One day. Oh yes, sir.
So can you maybe help us talk to the Bollywoods and see if they can help us? If
I wouldn't go down. I just wouldn't go down that road. I'd leave the bullywugs alone if I was you.
Well, would you and your people be willing to help the cause?
Well, yeah, we like spoiling for a good fight. Hell, we got mud wrestling. We got all sorts goes on around here. Yeah, we got our own championship.
and what is it that? What is the championship?
What is what was the championship? You've been here long enough. You must have seen the mud wrestling championship.
Yes, me, but not the rest of the
When
my friends.
when is
so
this when is this championship going on?
Well, usually someone just gets a bit too drunk and then starts slapping another one, and then, well, before you know it, it's just a great big rumble in the mud. You can stop one right now if you wanted to. And then whoever wins, we give them a special prize, and they're the champion for the day.
Oh God.
Ooh. He's just gonna get Kane and like yeet him out the door.
Wow, we go mud wrestling.
Apparently
Logan,
so.
I don't think this is a very good idea.
Oh, fine. He trudges out and drags him back. A slightly muddy Kane back in.
You gotta be careful though with that mud wrestling. Sometimes it gets all a bit too exciting before you know it. People's having a tussling in the mud. That's how so many of us.
What?
What? What was you trying to say then? Just repeat that.
No, you don't need to repeat it. You heard it correctly the first time. He's from Cornwall. You've got to make allowances.
Right, great, Mama. That was not necessary. So,
Well, that's what goes on. That's what happens.
okay. So,
I must say, I've been partial to a bit of mud wrestling myself sometimes. There's only so long I can sit in this stump doing some cooking.
so
Logan, it appears you have found your opponent.
yes, Logan, maybe you want to fight with her.
And she looks at Logan and says, mighty fine young man. We could take it outside if you want to.
Through the rings, I know Lily can't hear this, but he goes, "Get me out of here. We gotta go." I may take you up on that offer, but right now we, like Lily says, we have more pressing things to take care of. Maybe next time, though.
All right, sugar. I'll keep you up with that one.
I promise, great Mama, I will bring him back for you.
I'll be very pleased to see that. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Maybe we should go and talk to the mayor once I can breathe.
Yes, the mayor.
Oh,
the mayor.
yeah, he's an interesting man.
I'll go outside and see if I can find directions to the mayor.
It's not too hard. He's just strutting around, trying to look important in his dirty clothes.
I just want to get away from Great Mama right now.
He's just strutting along and he sees you coming for him and he makes a beeline straight for you. He goes, "Well, hello there. Welcome back. You still haven't paid your fee for entering into my village."
Fee?
We
We do not need to pay the fee, remember? We spoke about this.
Oh, well, I don't remember. Anyway, that's besides the point. What can I do for you fine people? Welcome to my town, by the way.
A beautiful,
It's lovely.
full of life, natural wonder it is too.
Well, I'm glad you like it.
But
How did you come to be the mayor?
Well, I was selected by my people. They put me forward, and then I come here and I make up the rules, and they follow them. It's more of an honorary position these days. Back a long time ago, many generations ago, it was actually a great responsibility to teach these people how to survive. But now it's just ceremonial, I suppose.
So you don't really have any responsibilities other than taking people's gold.
I make the rules and I take the gold. That's what I do. And sometimes I get in on the mud wrestling too, especially when the women are involved.
Great Mama's spoiling for a mud wrestling if you want to go in there.
yes.
The last time I did that, she nearly flattened me.
Oh, don't call her big. She's great, not big.
Are there any frogs around the area that we can see?
No. So, what do you want? I'm very busy. I'm very important, you see.
How
Yeah, you just like a tumbleweed.
how did you come by the grand office of mayor? What led to your taking this position?
Well, as I told you, I was just selected to do it by my own people. I was given the great honor.
Have you done anything major, important to make you become famous for your people, among your people?
Everything I do is very important. Very, very important, everything I do.
Yes, I know, but something that to remain in history.
I never thought about that.
So, how are your relationships with your other people, the bullyworks? How?
Going back to the mud wrestling again, I think.
I haven't seen them for a long time because basically, when you get elected as mayor of here, they just chuck you out and off you go,
So you
and you don't go back.
and you
The only
don't.
time you go back is when you die, and then they take you back, and then they bring another one home.
Okay, because there is an expedition that we're going to do to take back Hilandaros, and there will be a great opportunity for great warriors to help us. And I was wondering if you could get in touch with your people, and if their great warriors want to help us, then your name will remain in history under this great battle.
I don't really have any contact with my people, as I said, and he's all looking around. Puddleton's not too far away. If you wanted to go, you could go there, but I don't know you'll get a very good reception.
Also, there is another place close here that it is much better swamp that you might want to take your people with you as a mayor. Maybe this can be something that can remain in history to make a new village in a better place, far away from these snob elves.
But
The
that's okay. They won't be here forever. I've told them they won't be here forever. And what do you mean, these snob? You're snob.
I'm not.
I see you up there looking down on me, telling me there's
Exactly.
no fee.
Exactly. So do you want this to continue? Maybe going to somewhere more spacious will give your people a new life and a better life far away from us and not be so crowded.
Maybe one day. I don't know. I'm not putting any thought into it.
Okay.
Maybe.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Mayor. We shall leave you to your mayoral duties, and maybe Logan will catch you in a mud wrestle sometime soon.
Oh, a strapping man, maybe. Maybe. I can imagine he'd get involved in a bit of mud wrestling.
I will certainly acquiesce to your request once we've done what we're doing. And the winner of us can take on Great Mama in there.
You see the mayor, he turns around and he sort of struts off. Hey, you over there, stop doing that! And there's a kid, like, picking up, like, a rock or something. He goes, leave that rock where it is! And he slaps him on the back of the head. Leave it alone, I say!
Well, he's obviously very important amongst his people.
Yeah.
At least he's not doing that much harm.
I think he's doing more harm than good.
I don't think he's doing very much at all.
Does not appear that he does an awful lot. Big Mama, Große Mama, die Große Mama is tolerant of him. She could easily force him out if she wished. The elves themselves could easily move elsewhere in the swamp if they wish. They do not wish to move, and why should they? This is their home. The High Elves from Atlantis must learn that this is not their home.
Yes,
They
I
won't
do.
want it. They won't want it when they can have their houses back, so why should they have it now? What they need to do is reach an accommodation.
Logan, did you say we were meeting Harriet Gloryweaver here?
I did send her a message for her to meet us here, but whether or not she's made it this far yet, I don't know. She's very far north from here.
Yeah.
It'll take her a long time. It's going to take her a long time to get there.
But
It was 5 days. It was 5 days from Waterhold to the King's Lake, I think it was called, the King's Lake, and then you're much further south now, so it's going to be probably closing in on probably about a week and a half or so until she arrives.
so, what's the best thing to do then? Should we even go see the Bullywug town, as send your top hat over there isn't very much use?
The fact that this mayor is quite a lot cleverer than Bullywugs I've heard of, and he is an outcast in the town, leads me to believe that clan of bullywugs around this area must be exceptional indeed.
It
They're having
seems to me
elections.
they've more kicked him out of their way than selected him.
Yes.
Well, regardless of what they are now, they were at least once quite merciful. If they taught these elves how to survive and how to live out here, then perhaps they do have some sympathetic bones in their body. Do frogs have bones?
Yes, they do.
I mean, I know frogs have bones.
Sorry.
Well,
But-
if you want to head
but
towards the
Great
town, you can
Mama
ask
said
around.
stay away. Yeah.
Everybody.
You can ask around, and people will point you. And go, oh yeah, you go down that. You keep walking that way, you'll find it. That sort of thing.
I wonder if, because a lot of people suggested, like, told us not to go, and I wonder if we decide to go, if we should get some offerings to give them as a peace offer in order to be able to enter the village, because they don't sound very friendly.
That's a good idea. Some sort of gift to enter the town on good terms.
Yes.
What do you suggest? We have only a modest bag of holding stuffed absolutely full of things.
Let's see what I've got in my
And we can also use them as a like not bait, but just to show them that if they participate with their army, with their warriors, they might get also better reward after we get Ilandaros back.
That may be a
Do
way
I-
forwards.
Would I know anything, having dealt with bullywugs before, like what might be appealing to them, what they might accept as a valuable gift?
Well, if you're going on the assumption that it's only this mare which seems to be intelligent enough to know what's going on, then you would think a normal, and obviously, how do you measure intelligence? I mean, but for their sort of tribal behaviors and more animalistic nature, let's say, probably offerings of food would go well. But if they've evolved past that nature and they are more civilized, then they might want something more. Something you would consider a nice gift.
Okay.
But you're just gonna have to figure that all out.
We can.
So what do we want to do? Are we near the humans, by the way? There was talk of humans, but I thought they were
So
miles away.
Lord Calastro said that they would be happy to assist in whatever way they could to take back Atlantalos, but because they have no fighting force and they'd heard word that King Raznog was trying to unite people under one banner, he said that perhaps you'd have to go and speak to the humans, which, I mean, there are human settlements everywhere, but the main hub is what was the name of the town was there above the lake. But yeah, they're miles away. They're days and days and days away.
Okay.
So maybe we can just go and see Bullywugs and see how they are, if they have evolved or not, and take it from there while we're waiting for your friend to come and find us.
Yeah, if we're going to be here for a few days, we might as well make ourselves useful.
Yeah.
You're going to be here a long time if you're going to wait for her.
It looks like from the map, if she's going obviously kind of as the crow flies or down the roads rather than across to where we were, it's going to take her about, like if it took us the 5 days, it is going to take her about 9-10 days. It is roughly double, maybe slightly more.
Yeah.
I know you guys
she
can't
drew
see
a
my
straight
cursor,
line.
but she was in this
Last
kind of
episode, didn't she?
up top left area, and we were aware of
She
them
does
lot
have
of
an airship.
small lakes were on the right, but she's going as the crow flies in her, like Mike says, in her airship.
She had it was more like a pleasure yacht, and it could just go a lot faster than what your conventional huge airship can. But obviously, still, it's going to take a few days. But yeah, like I said, people have pointed the direction of Bullywug Village. If you wanted to go there, they all offer the same advice to say we don't tend to go there. It's not recommended. But
Before we go, can I go back to the guy in charge upstairs?
Lord Calastro.
Lord Fauntleroy. And just ask if he's got any issues, any outstanding stuff in the village that needs taken care of, any creatures hassling them or mercenaries.
The only thing he tells you is what he's already told you, is that they want to deal with the bullywugs, or that they want this bullywug thing dealt with where the bullywugs aren't lording it up over the swamp elves. Basically, he doesn't think that elves should be under the command or influence of a lesser creature in his eyes.
Okay.
But he doesn't understand either what's causing this higher intelligence in this being. He doesn't. He knows it's something magical. He said. I suspect he doesn't know what the cause is.
Well, I suppose we're going there.
So when if we are walking around the village, I would like to pay attention on the mayor and see if he's wearing something that it shouldn't be there, like something extraordinary, like a ring, or like he's wearing the hat. And actually, I would like to cast detect magic before, if I see him from far away, just to cast detect magic, and then so he cannot see me, and then I can look at him to see if there is any magic on him that maybe explains.
Hang on. Let me just it'd be quicker if I do that. I'm just going to have a look what the wording tech because I would say yes, you'd probably notice something, but I want to know what the actual wording is so I can give you the right information rather than just making it up. We will find. How is it I skip back one page and all of a sudden, right, detect, magic. Full duration, you sense the presence of magic from 30 feet. You sense way. You need reaction to see faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you've learned at school of magic, if any. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone. Okay, yeah, you sense that there is something magical about him, as probably did Lord Calastro. He knows there's something magical going on.
So there isn't something specific like his hat or something. It's just
No, it's just something about him. Like he's under the influence of it,
So he does have something, magic aura around him. Something is there, but not quite sure what.
If you don't know, I sure as hell won't. The twiddly magic.
There's nothing obvious in the swamps, then it must have come from the Bullywug camp.
Yes. I wonder, Walther.
I'm not usually the brightest in these situations, but it makes sense that they would want to come and remove the old dead one. Possibly if something's being passed down or changed across to the new one before it gets sent.
Yes, I couldn't see something specific, like on his hat or a ring or something else. So I'm not quite sure. I don't know if any of us spellcasters has any. I forgot the spell to stop the magic. To stop the spell.
Dispel magic.
Spell magic, yes. To see if we can.
I do not know that. I have heard of it, but it is beyond my meager skills as a magic user.
We can always try and see what the others have to say to us. and see how they are.
I mean, it is an easy solution.
To kill him.
Well, I didn't say that. Yes. However, maybe it might be better to go to the camp and investigate the people.
As Lily says about killing him, you just hear somewhere in the back of your mind, Walther, you just hear, sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice.
In good time.
I mean,
Time.
I'm not one for shying away from a fight, but I think we could kill him without any trouble whatsoever.
Does feel a little mean, killing something so defenseless.
Is he defenseless? We don't know that.
As you look over your shoulder, you see him there slapping another child.
Well, I can always, if you want, if we are not sure about the village, we can approach in a way that they cannot see us, and maybe while we are close, I can fly because I can transform to a bird and fly in the village and look around and see, have an idea how it is in there, and then we can decide what we want to do.
You speak wise.
As a recon.
What do you think?
Can't hurt. Maybe you could join Walther's bird.
Maybe what?
Maybe you could join Walther's bird.
Oh, is there another bird in the party?
I
Sometimes.
can at times very briefly summon a bird to help us.
Okay.
Wasn't he named like Boopsy or something?
Boomsy.
Boomsy. He went
Yes,
boom once.
Bosom friend.
Very swiftly gets eaten every time he appears, though.
He has done. I have not resummoned him for a while. Maybe it is time. Maybe it is time.
Can we all become birds?
Or in the consuming of the rock, did you also consume Bumpsy?
Well, Boomsy can't be consumed.
It just poofs.
He lacks the physical attributes of consumability.
Well, then he's probably okay.
And can you talk with Bubsy? Do you have like a mental link or?
Oh yes, we can talk quite well.
He's certainly mental.
Can anybody else hear Bubsy, or is it only you?
No, he is my special friend.
Okay.
Oh.
But I'm not talking to
Okay.
myself.
Recon. Should we go?
Yes.
Might as well make the most of the day.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, you start stomping off through the muck, and every now and again you come up onto one of these mounds where it's dry, and then you're back down into the water again. And you're walking for about an hour or so, and then pushing your way through all the trees and the foliage, and you start to see just through the trees. It sort of opens up into an open area of the swamp. You can see what looks like a village. How close are you going? Are you going up to it, or are you staying back from it?
I'm happy to go by myself flying there if you would like to stay here, and then I can come back and see, and then we can decide what we want to do. What do you think?
That's a good idea.
Okay.
So you do, I guess it's some sort of ritual or something. You maybe make the gestures and say the words, and poof, you turn into
A small robin.
a small robin, and you fly up into the canopy, and then towards. As you get closer, what you see is it's extraordinary. It really is extraordinary, because bullywugs you would expect to live in little mud huts or hovels in the swamp itself. What they've actually done is you find thatched wooden buildings, very similar to the wooden buildings in the trees in the swamp elf village. But what they've done is they've leveled out the ground, so there's no swamp. There's like a moat of swamp water around this island they've created, and they've actually paved the road. Well, they made a road system by interlocking reeds and other foliage into this like a carpet, basically. And there's all these thatched wooden buildings that look, what a civilization would look like. They've also got a stone statue, at the end of like this main street, and the statue looks to you like Great Mother.
Oh.
And then behind that, at the end of the street, is this huge stone building with a thatched roof. But you see bullywugs wandering around, and they're not in like loincloths and carrying spears and that. They're all really well dressed. They're like wearing really fine clothes. Some of them have hats. They seem to be smoking pipes, that sort of thing. And they're doing. It looks like a civilization that you would associate with humans or dwarves or anything like that, but you wouldn't associate with bullywugs.
Can I hear any? Are they talking any language, or can I understand?
If you fly in closer,
yes, I'm flying. I'm hopping, in the trees, and you know how robins come close.
Robin does.
Yes.
Yeah. They don't suspect anything of you. They don't suspect anything, but you can hear them talking, like the mayor was talking to you, and they're talking about their lives and what's happening, and not garbled nonsense that you would expect from a bullywug, but actual conversation.
Okay.
That seems to have some level of intelligence behind it.
I'm flying towards the big stone building, and I try to hop around the windows and see if I can understand if it is like their lord there, or if there are any guards, or can I see any...
Can't hear. Mm-hmm. You can't hear anything, but you can see inside. It's a grand. It's only one floor, as big as the building is. It's just one floor, and it's got a nice red carpet, paintings on the walls, and lots of grand furniture, wingback chairs, that sort of thing, decanters, food laid out, and there's a desk. There's like a couple of bullywugs wandering around in there, but there's a desk at the far end with this really grand-looking bullywug, but he's got like a judge's wig on for some reason.
Okay. And
yeah.
Is there any militia, any army, or?
No, you don't see any no obvious fighting force. But there's lots of buildings. If there was one, they could be in a building.
Okay. Yeah, I look around the town just to get as much information as I can, and then I go back to my party.
Yep. This is what you can see. So, and you can just hear people have conversations on that. But yeah, if you go back to the party,
okay,
you can relay all of that.
So yes. Oh my God, guys, this is not the village we would expect it to be. They are actually civilized, and what Keenan said earlier, that probably the mayor is the stupidest of all. It's actually true, because they are dressed up in really nice clothes, and they've got pavements and roads, and they've got a stone building, and they've got like somebody that probably is their lord, or at least he looks very important, and it is a very strange sight. I think we should go, and if we go with gifts, I don't think they should be just food.
Oh, sorry, I should have mentioned there was one other detail I didn't tell. On this big building,
Mm-hmm.
It says there's a sign in common. It says mayor's office.
Oh. Okay.
And even that's in like this really fancy
Yes.
Scrolling font.
So yes, this is their mayor, and actually, what it made it is really strange, and I found it really weird, is that they actually have art. So I don't know if we have anything artistic that we can give them to the mayor, or something that he can collect, like to put it in his collection, so we can have a meeting with him and just talk to him.
they seem perfectly reasonable of coherent conversation.
Yes.
If anything, I think the mayor back in the elves swamp might have been dumbing down his intelligence.
Yeah.
His creatures seem.
And the other thing is that there is a statue in the middle of the town that looks like Big Mama. So I don't know if she.
What's that about?
I don't know. Maybe, and she really did not want us to go there. So I was wondering if.
I'm going to tell her you called her big again.
Well, she was big. like it was a very tall statue. But the thing is, if she did not want us to go there and they've got a statue of her, I wonder if she's responsible of their intelligence rather than them helping the elves.
This could may well be. She may be blowing up a storm in that little tree stump.
Yeah, I don't know. What
Well,
do we have?
Can I do like a retroactive insight check to see if anything felt suspicious about what she was saying, like looking back on it now?
I'm not even going to make a roll for it because I think if you're going to look back on it, you could probably think to yourself, because you're not there in person, you'd probably just be. I think that she was a little bit suspicious now we know this information. I don't think you would, without being there to see her, whether you could tell she's just plainly lying to you or something.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
It's difficult if you're not in person. It's difficult. I think you just make a decision. Go, I think she was lying.
But like, there's nothing she said that just sort of struck. I guess there wasn't because she didn't say anything that struck us as odd.
But you knew as well. A lot of people were saying not to go to the Bullywug village.
You know,
when you're asking directions, there are people saying don't go there, but you don't know why.
I've got a suspicion. I'm not quite sure if it is, but can this be a spell that actually the elves are in the body of the Bullywards and the Bullywards have taken over the bodies of the elves? And that's why they don't want, so they're not the actual elves. And that's why they don't want us to see, because we would understand that there is this swap over.
But why would they want that? The elves are in less dexterous bodies.
Yeah, but maybe initially, whoever did that, maybe it's a curse. Or initially, whoever did that might wanted to give them, like, take the beautiful bodies of the elves, and because they're Bullywards, they found themselves becoming dirty and, you know, non-charismatic, and because this is what, you know, their nature.
Well, if these guys aren't carrying weapons and looking overly hostile, maybe we should just go in and ask some questions, see what we can find out.
Yes.
Should we stroll just straight up to the mayor's place, or?
I think we should go, yes, into the town and then ask for the mayor to see the mayor and see what they will say.
Well, if you want to stroll in, you can do, and you sort of make your way down through, and you arrive at this clearing, and there's this quite grand-looking town there, and you make your way up onto this mound that they've flattened down, and you start walking along this nice reed-type road, and it's quite nice underfoot. It's quite springy, and there's these little bullywugs wandering around, and some of them are wearing like, fancy clothes. The women are wearing nice dresses, and you know, one or two might look at you and go, good day, how are you? Welcome to Puddleton. Hello, strangers.
Hello, nice to be here into this beautiful town.
Yes, it is very beautiful. We don't get visitors very often. Have you paid the visitor tax?
We are not aware about it. We are new in the area.
Is that
Oh,
the
if you're not
same
aware of
tax
it,
is that the same tax as we paid at the swamp clearing?
you came from the elf swamp.
We did come past that way. We had to, the tax was certainly brought to our attention there by no mean feat by someone who styled himself the mayor of the village. So he was most
Yes, but this is
insistent.
well, you may have paid him that tax, but this is a different tax for this town. The Puddleton town tax. All newcomers must pay it.
How much is the
I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it was about 20 silver pieces per person.
And should we pay this to the mayor's office by any chance?
Oh, yes, you must report to the mayor's office, yes. All new visitors must report to the mayor's office. We all know that.
I see.
Okay, we'll be on our way then. We gotta get this tax paid.
Yes, you most certainly do. Then you'll be free around the town. It's just down there, and they point towards the big stone building.
Thank you, sir.
Mike, can I ask you something? When I did the detect magic of the mayor, did I recognize any school of magic?
You would have done, I'd imagine, yeah. I just need to know the spell is.
School of titillation.
I did read that as I was reading through it, and I thought, oh, what's the school? And then I didn't actually bother to look. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Does it say? No, it hasn't got a school like that.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. Does transmutation count as a school?
Yes.
What?
Is it not?
I think.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
It's a process, isn't it? What?
What?
I just redeemed the hacking and slashing bonus on Twitch.
Oh, right.
And now Logan's contemplating decimating the village.
I draw my rather large sword and threaten this guy.
I take it back. I take it back.
Why?
It's transmutation magic. So
Okay.
if we're going to say it's a school, transmutation is a process, isn't it? But yeah, for the purposes of that, we'll say that's the school it's from. So yes, you would detect that it's from that. There was a message that popped up for a break. So shall we take 5 minutes? Everybody could refresh themselves, and then we shall see what happens in the mayor's office.
Okay.
We shall indeed. This is the end of part 1 of episode 13 of Fall of Vaybaba. We will have 5 minutes. There'll be a lovely timer on screen. And we'll be right back. Sinful Phoenix. Now, just before we go for break, this is a very, very good friend of mine who, if I helped her set up her stream this morning, very early in England, and she's from Australia. But if you have 5 minutes, she's going to start streaming probably this weekend, I believe. Go give her a follow, give her a shout out. I think Final Fantasy, she said. I think it's 14, the online one. But she's been messing around with some settings and stuff. Go check her out, give her a follow during the break, and show some support and love for a brand new streamer. And we'll be right back.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
Quick, don't talk over the intro.
Cool, what?
Is it happening?
Yeah, again, true to form. Both Dan and Mike talked over the 5-10 second
You didn't give us
intro.
warning.
There's literally a countdown timer on the screen.
Yeah,
but we're like
my
30
countdown
seconds delay.
is like, yeah, exactly.
That gives you an extra 30 seconds warning. Anyway, welcome back to the Fall of Vaybaba D&D homebrew campaign wrote by our DM Mike up there. This is part 2 of episode 13 of season 2. And just to give you a very quick introductions again, we've got Corbs up there as Walter. Say hi, Corbs.
Hi, Cobb.
Captain Damnface over there as Kanan, who tried to make me murder a village. Also, choked on very lumpy hot chocolate earlier. Ha 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 ha. Sucks to be you. Asipotanissus over to my right. Yes, I'm mirrored. My right. As Lily. And I'm going to hand you straight back over to our... what the hell, Dan? Our DM and Chief at the moment. Captain Gingerbeard, top middle, and we'll get straight back into it. Asipotanissus, just give us a quick translation. What have you wrote in chat?
I said hi in Greek to my nephew Grigoris that he's watching us from Greece.
Excellent. In that case, I'm going to rely on you to do any translations and welcomes because I have no idea what it says.
Well, we can still say welcome. And,
We can certainly say
thank you for
welcome
joining us.
and thank you very much. And any
Willkommen.
support is hugely, hugely, hugely appreciated.
Of course, we're now going to be, from next week, or week after, should I say, moving to pay-per-view, so you'll be even more appreciated.
God damn. Oh, something's
Paper.
happening next week.
Paper.
Next week,
P-A-Y-P-E-R.
7 days from now, is my
Animated
birthday.
series.
Ooh, really?
7 days from
Yeah.
now.
7 days
Hang on,
from
what?
now.
What's happening?
My birthday is next week too,
What did you say is
What
happening
date
next
is your
week?
birthday on?
on the 20th on Friday.
Look, see, we all have the good birthdays. But yeah, next
Yeah.
Tuesday is my birthday on the 17th.
Oh.
Then I'm not away for your birthday, you great girl.
I thought you went away next Monday to the weekend, like the full week.
No, next Friday.
How many people are watching this right now? If you're in the chat,
We've
you
got
should
11
tell us.
right now.
Well, actually, I don't know. It depends on what Steve wants to
That's how
do. You
old
could
you
tell
think
us. Would you like
Steve
us to
is.
do? No, would you like us to do like a birthday one shot where we really try and do something fun? I don't know.
In your birthday
Tell us in the
season.
chat.
Dan, my new character could come and play.
I mean, your wife and kids would be really happy to not have you in their life for like a couple hours while you play D&D, but
Yeah. We can do beers. Beers could be a thing.
Syphilis burns and gonorrhea stings.
God damn it.
Disco Burns actually got a really good idea with beers. Yeah, we should all do that. We should do like a really drunken one shot.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Do it. Make
Well,
it
that's the
so.
advantage
Okay.
of role playing as an Irishman is that drinking counts as role playing.
That's right.
Cool. Okay, so now I'm gonna have to come up with a one shot, unless someone else wants to take the reins.
I could. No, maybe.
We will discuss this. We'll discuss this, but we will do something, and there will be
Yeah.
dodginess and stupidity ensuing. But we can do that.
Inappropriateness. Okay.
On with it.
It
Yes,
doesn't even
get on with
necessarily
it.
have to be a D&D. We could all play some stupid game or anything. We'll do something
We
fun.
could play a stupid game.
Tag.
We could play a
Tactic
stupid
Tag.
phone.
Hide and seek.
game.
You're,
If you, I know one or two people joined the stream just to be on break, so just for your benefit, the party have sort of spent a lot of time in the swamp, the swamp elves' home. Had a bit of a conversation with the High Elves, which is slightly worrying because the Lord of the High Elves decided he wanted to eradicate these bullywugs because he doesn't understand what's going on there. They've spoken to a few people. They had a nice conversation with Great Mama, who's this spiritual type leader of the elves. They talked about mud wrestling and all that kind of fun stuff. They've decided against all the advice to head towards the Bullywug village in the swamp, which turns out to be quite a advanced civilization for Bullywugs, and they're all well spoken and well dressed, and they've come across this town which has been built in the swamp with roads and nice buildings, a statue of Great Mama, who is this elf from the swamp, and a big stone building which seems to say the mayor's office on it. And I think that's where they're going now to pay the tax for visitors. Yeah. So, I hand it back to you guys.
Rocky. Where's this mayor's office then?
And
So it was at the end of the high street, basically.
so I just walk
Whose door
along.
did I just knock on?
I walk along because, and I show you the way that we're going. And while we're going, I make sure to pass from the statue before we go in, so you can all see that the statue of Great Mama.
Yeah, and she's stood there.
Great
It's like
Scott.
she's just stood there with her arms. For podcast, this is obviously arms at her hips, wearing a dress. It's sculpted out of
Knees in
stone, so there's
tight.
no real detail. Say again?
And her knees in tight.
Are her knees in tight? Oh, her knees in tights. No, I get what you're saying.
Reference.
What's that?
Yeah. It didn't quite come across when I first
God,
used
no.
to say it. Anyway.
It never does. It's too obscure all the
She's-
time.
Yeah, she's got and in the statue there's like a cooking pot with a, that's her jam, and then that's it, and there's a little fountain, maybe some water's coming out from somewhere, and a little water feature. But it's quite a tall statue. But then you got the big building behind the mayor's office, and you walk up to it, and if you want to, you can knock the door. But as you knock the door, it kind of just opens, and big grand room I'd already described, red carpet, wingback chairs, tables of food and decanters and all sorts of chandelier hanging from the ceiling. And there's a couple of bullywugs that are sort of doing various bits and bobs, but not paying you any attention. And you can walk in, and the one behind the desk with so he's quite large, he's quite fat. You can probably tell he spends most time sat down doing work and eating and stuffing his face. He's got nice fine clothes on again, a shirt, a jacket, that sort of thing. But he's got this weird, like, the judge's wig type thing on his head for some bizarre reason. And he sort of sees you come through the door, and he goes, "Oh, excuse me, you there? Yes." And he's looking at all of you. "Come here." And so you make your way up to the desk. "You are new in town, I can tell. You don't look like us. Therefore, you must pay the visitor's tax. It is 20 silver pieces a person, and you're free to go."
Good day.
"Well, sorry. Where are my manners? I should really give you my name. I am Mayor and Grand Wise Frog Benjamin Reedwinkle.
Good day, Lord.
What are your names?"
Good day, Lord Greenwinkle. I am Lily Ilsid, and these are my companions. And I show you, like, so you can introduce yourselves.
Logan, no last name, I'm afraid. Just Logan will do.
"Nice to meet you, Logan."
Nice to meet you. I'm. I can't remember. Kana. Sorry, I recently changed my name.
I
But
see.
it's a pleasure.
The
all the
deed
same.
pod only recently came through.
I would have to ask my attorney in general what that is. I don't know. I have an attorney at law here. I'd have to call him in and ask. I just sit here and make up rules, but I don't know all.
Well, you've got a mighty fine town, if I do say so. I'm impressed.
Yes,
by all
it's
the
very
roads.
splendid. Very, very splendid. I'm trying not to sound like the pompous bloody admiral that was in Waterhole now.
How many different Bullywug accents can you get in?
I don't think there's very
You've got to
many,
get
is
a
there?
bit
There's just
more,
frog people.
Boss Nass into it.
Boss Nass. I remember
It's
the
hard to
first
do that without your
Bullywug-
headphones flying off.
The very first
Yeah.
Bullywug we met, we talked to him for so long that Mike ended up with a headache from shaking his head and so often.
Yeah. I don't think he did that, the bloke in Waterhold. Anyway.
No, the very first one in season 1.
Oh, yeah. I remember now. That's why these bullywugs are posh, because I didn't want to have to do all that again. Anyway, it's very, very nice to meet you. What can I do for you? What, you didn't pay the tax? Excuse me. And he calls over all these other ones. "Bring the collection pot, please." And they come over with this little, almost like what you see in a church, like a wooden stick with a round bit in the sack underneath it. And he holds it out to you all. And he goes, "Tax, please. Pay the tax.
You know what? I pays my tax. I can pay 2 more
And he's
people's
very-
tax anyway.
He's very pleased with you for doing so.
I'll pay the other 3 of us out of the bag. Just
Cool.
take that-
And he
just
gives
take
you all a
that from
big
the
toothy grin as he says, "Thank you very much. Thank you." And he disappears off. To
Funds are
another
getting low,
desk. to do
guys.
some other bits.
What, the mayor leaves? Or the dude?
No, the collection guy leaves. Yeah. The mayor says, "Oh, okay. Well, that's out of the way. What can I do? What brings you to my lovely town?"
We've got a few questions, really. We met the elves that you're watching over with your other mayor, and I just wondered what's going on. I've met bullywugs in the past, but you guys seem to be a lot more mentally capable.
Yes. You're quite right. You are quite right. We are more civilized. Yes, we are, and it's all thanks to Great Mother. She's really made us. She really has. Yes.
Oh, she's fantastic, isn't she? Yes, we met her a couple of hours ago. She's lovely.
In the history texts, and he refers to a wall, and there's like some like a bookshelf.
When you
full of
say
different
she
books.
made you, she made you properly, or just brought you up the
Well,
ranks
let
to
me
what
get
you
to
are
that.
today?
In the history books, it is written that this elf woman came to the swamp a long time ago, asking if she could, perhaps bring her people to the swamp. We were far less civilized back then, and we didn't understand what she was asking, and so she did some magic stuff, and we became like this. And now we can communicate properly and pronunciate properly, and we can build grand things. And sometimes she comes. Well, she comes every. I think it's every month. Once a month, she turns up, and she does some more magical things, and in return for us giving them land, they provide us with the slaves.
What slaves?
The slaves. You must know about the slaves. You're an elf.
Do you mean the elves, the good elves that they are with her?
Yes, them swampy elves, whatever
The
they call themselves.
Okay, and what exactly? I'm sorry, I'm not the same kind as them, and I'm new at the area. And it's very interesting to know that there are slaves here because we might also use them if you're kind enough to lend us, and we can profit from that. And
Well, this is why we have the mayor in the town, because what he does is selects who we're going to have, and then we kidnap them in the night. You see.
Sorry, I didn't. Sorry, there was a bit of a break. You kidnap them during the night, and what do you do with them?
Oh, some of them serve us in the houses. Some of them fight in the arena for our amusement. Some of them get fed to Jonathan.
Who is Jonathan?
And oh, he's our pet.
Is it a
He
dragon?
lives in... No, I don't know what a dragon is. But he's yes. Sometimes we feed them to Jonathan. Some of them are in the zoo.
Oh.
Some of the more weird ones, we like to throw things at them. It amuses us.
This is very interesting. And just for the history, can you show us around your town because it sounds really interesting and unique? And can we see the zoo? I really want to see how you keep them in the zoo because we can also do something like similar with our slaves. It will be a very good idea, and if I share it with my lord, then we can pay you for this idea.
I'm sorry, you want to take slaves back to your lord?
No, I just want to see how you keep them so I can get the idea of how you're doing it so I can pass it to my lord and then...
We keep them, I can tell you now, we keep them very, very poorly.
I know, but I would like to see this zoo because you must have them in enclosures, and I would like to know to see how you make these enclosures and what you put in there. It is very interesting, and
It's like a big cage. It's a big cage, and
Lo-
Jonathan lives in there too.
Logan's
And
gonna
Yeah.
quickly talk through the ring. I know Lily can't hear this. But he's like, from all the years growing up in the pits and being a slave, I am not happy with this at all. We need to stop it.
did
And I
you
think
say
Maybe.
I can
Lily might be
hear
trying to
it?
locate them.
Not
You
at this
can't hear it.
moment because we have like telepathic rings, but we're
Ah,
we're gonna
okay,
try and
that's fine.
remake you one. I just didn't want to say it in front of Bully Guy.
And it will be really interesting to see also your pet. What kind of pet is it?
It's a giant frog,
Oh, nice.
or like a toad. Have you ever heard of a thing called a frog him off?
No, have I?
Well,
I don't know.
that is what it is.
Oh,
How
Alright.
long has Great Mama been performing the magic for you?
Oh, as I say, it's all in the history books. Generations of generations.
Generations and
Mm-hmm.
generations. That's quite a long time for.
An elf. She's an elf.
She is an elf, but it's quite a long time to be doing this sort of thing.
Can
It's
we read your history books?
Sorry, hang on a minute. I don't know if I explained it to Steve actually, but yeah, as I said to Lily, the elves are very like Tolkien-esque in the fact they are very long-lived, unlike what the player's handbook will have you say they only live for a few years, for example, and they're very long-lived. And obviously, as you know, the Demon War took a very, 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 very long time ago. And I mean that's a nice bit of information as well for people watching and listening as well.
Is there a possibility that we can read, we can see these history books? It will be really interesting to learn about your culture because it's fascinating.
You can read?
Yes, I can. Can you not?
My goodness, I never expected other people could read. Yes, but if you can read it, then by all means you may read the history books, the volumes upon the shelves there. Everything's written down from the very first mayor to me today.
Perfect.
everything.
Everything. Every coming and going.
All right. So I go towards the library and see, like, I try to see, you know. Actually, I would like to get the first one where Big Mama came for the first time to see what she has done.
So as you read through it, it's an account of this bullywug. He's not got any titles, and we shall call him Peter.
Thank God for normal names.
Peter the bullywug had written down, given a new, given a new lease of life. A witch with pointy ears came to the swamp. She gifted us intelligence, and now, obviously I'm making this up as I go along. I'm trying to think of how to do it. Gave us a gift of intelligence, and now we can communicate. We see her as a god. We worship her, and she was looking for a home for her people in the swamp. We have provided them land, and are sending someone to teach them, and they will. And every generation will send a new bullywug to be a representative of our people to them. And then somewhere along the lines, you know, if you start flicking through other tomes, you might start to realise things start going awry, where slaves come into it as part of a new deal or something like that. But they all report the same thing. That after about 30 days, what they now know to be an elf, not a witch or anything like that, appears in the town and does something to the statue, and then they continue on in this method.
Oh, I see.
This cycle of intelligence.
Okay.
having knowledge and power beyond their usual. Obviously, his intelligence can be measured in many different ways.
So what exactly is Great Mama gaining from this?
Power?
Well, I think the main thing is that we don't evict them from the swamp.
So,
Could you? If she took away your intelligence, would you pose a threat to them?
Well, we could certainly send Jonathan in there. Or,
That's
well,
true.
in fact, we do have. Oh no, I don't know think of what I'm calling now.
The
There's
elves.
also we could send in Jonathan. We could also send in Cuthbert the Crazy. They wouldn't like him.
who is that?
Cuthbert the Crazy. He's well, we have to keep him locked up. He fights in the arena quite a lot. He just likes eating people.
Do you have any arena games while we're here so we can have a look how it is?
Would you like to be in the arena?
Logan?
From what I've heard here, I'd be breaking out of the arena and breaking your face with my sword.
Well, now that's not very nice. If you're going to talk to me like that, I'm just going to have to insist that I bring my attorney in here to have a word with.
And your attorney shares the same views as you do, does he?
Yes, we all do here. Slavery and eating children and all that sort of thing. We all go in for all of it.
All right. He just looks at the group and is like, "Are you with me?"
Logan, can I talk to you for a second privately, please?
Quickly.
So I just take him over somewhere privately and say, I hate it too, but I'm trying to get as many information as I can, and then we can destroy them.
You're sure I can destroy them?
Yes, because I want to destroy them too.
Then I will hold fire for now.
Alright, so do you think we can arrange to go into arena and we can ask them to fight together against one of their, like this mighty warrior, and maybe we see what they're doing?
I'm going to follow your lead here, as long as we get them done with at the end.
We will. That's why I was trying to find out where the zoo is, so we can have a look around, see where they keep the prisoners, the slaves, and then free them. We first need to find out what magic is on the statue. Maybe destroy the statue, because if we destroy the statue, then this spell probably will go off. And then we need to deal with. But before we do anything, we need to deal with Big Mama.
Fair. Okay.
As that's happening, I want to surreptitiously put myself between the bullywugs and the doorway, just in case.
Well, he's the mayor's although what's going on here? You're all muttering to yourself. What is going on?
Oh, nothing, Mayor. I was just consulting with my friend here about the arena, and I think it will be an honor to fight your warrior.
You mean Jonathan?
Either Jonathan or the crazy guy.
You can fight Crazy Cuthbert if you want.
Can we both fight him at the same time? Because if he's as mighty as you say, maybe he can take all of us, so we can be all together against him. Or
What's wrong? Are you two checking to do it yourself?
no, we can do it the two of us, and he's.
Well, that's not very fair, is it? 2-on-1. You should have 1-on-1.
Well, you said he's mighty and he can take over the whole village, so is he afraid of two little people like us?
Well, I just think it'd be more entertaining to have one person fighting him.
But can you imagine how much better he will show to your people if he beat us both at the same time?
This gives me an idea. Yes.
God.
He starts he stands up and his throat starts like puffing up like a frog or a toad does. He starts letting out this croak, and he's there croaking away. And this other bullywug walks in, very well dressed again. He's got a hat on, and he comes in, and he goes, "Yes, Mr. Mayor, you're called for me." "Ah, David, yes, I did call for you, David. This is David. He's my attorney at law. He will set up the proceedings. He's going to go to the arena and set up for you to have a fight with Cuthbert the Crazy." And he says, "David, now what I'd like you to do is get everyone in. There's going to be a big fight. And get everyone in, and then it's going to be 2-on-1. Tell everybody, and we'll meet you there in an hour." They go, "Oh, yes, yes." And he runs off very excitedly. And then the mayor looks and goes, "Well, it's all arranged. In an hour's time, you'll be in the arena fighting Cuthbert the Crazy."
Good.
And it's going to, and he points at Lily. It's going to be you, and he points at Logan and you,
Oh, God.
and
Gladly.
you two can watch.
Good. We will
Okay.
see you in an hour.
What do you want to do for an hour?
Are we allowed to prepare in
Yes.
like to chat amongst ourselves?
You can do whatever you want for an hour. You've paid your visitor's tax. You can do whatever the hell you want.
When you say in the tomes, you say that the great mama comes and I guess pays her respects to the statue once a month. When was the last time she came?
Oh, about half a month ago.
Ah,
Yeah,
so
it's
she's not due anytime
Cats
soon.
are
then.
red-handed.
I think
No.
on the whole, I may go and see your giant statue. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you go out to,
statue of Great Mama.
yeah, and you go out and it's there as I described you. She's there with her hands on her hips and a sort of a water feature and like a little. Well, it's a fountain, isn't it? So the basin's full of water in it.
Can I do an Arcana check?
You can.
You say I can, but the dice roll has not let me. Hang on. So that would be a 15.
So you can tell that there is some kind of enchantment on this statue, and you sense the magical presence is coming from the water. And what you also notice is that from time to time a bullywug will come along and refill a water skin and drink it.
Can I also do an investigation check on the statue to see what condition it is in?
Yeah, go for it.
Stonework and so on. Ooh. That's not good. That's a 6.
Well, you don't know who made it, but it seems pretty sturdy.
Good. It's always good to check the fountains.
Do you share any of that with us?
I can certainly share with you about the order. I think it's fairly obvious what the statue looks like now. It's from what I've seen. I don't think I can teach you anything about the condition of the statue, but I will certainly point out the bullywugs filling the canteen and suggest that the water may bear some magic.
Mm. Does kind of make you wonder what it would do to a being that already has intelligence.
You can drink it if you want
Yeah,
to.
you can try. I don't think it's a good idea just before the
I mean, I'm not in the fight. I could.
If we're not
Yes.
fighting, we've got popcorn.
Okay.
Well, if it is a
I'll take
condition,
a
I will be. Oh
a
God!
handful.
So there's nothing actually in the spell to say what happens if a creature who is already, intelligent drinks it. But I will say, for the purpose of this, it will grant you a +1 bonus to intelligence for 30 days.
Sweet.
I drink too.
That's just something I've given it because I mean it's
That's
there is nothing actually specified in raw for what it would do.
That
So
doesn't really help much. If I drink the whole fountain, do I get more?
no, it doesn't
Drink,
stack.
drink, drink.
Shut.
How much water can I fit in the bag of holding? Can I empty it?
No.
You would have to carry all the stuff in the bag of holding. Then.
Is there like a water skin of holding?
Silly thing to do.
Indeed.
I have not heard of one. The other question is how much capacity is left in the bag of holding?
Quite.
You've got an awful lot in there.
There's not much in there anymore.
We will investigate and do a stock check. Do not worry.
Yeah, we're ready now. So you can see in the town itself there are bullywugs sort of heading. So from the fountain, there are 2 roads branching out left and right from this building. So it's like a T junction. So you see they're all heading off to the left as you look back down the road. You can guess that's probably where the arena is. And there's another bigger building off to the right hand side, and that's probably what they call the zoo. So you got an hour to kill. You
okay.
can have a look in the zoo, or you can just go straight to the.
I think personally, I would like to check the zoo to see how it is. Like to do a mental map of the zoo. So if we need
Okay.
to free them, to know, to see if there are any guards or.
Yeah, well, you head down there. There's no like guards, nothing. It's just like a barn with stalls inside of it, but really high bars, and there are these swamp elves. They just look, bedraggled and all that sort of stuff, and they're chained up and just dumped in there. And at the far back in Pride of Place is this huge froggermuff, which is tied up. And if you don't know what it looks like, go ahead and Google it. I'm not. It's like a giant toad, but anyway, that's kind of there. It's just croaking away to itself, and occasionally there's a bullywug wandering around throwing food at it. But they're kind of ignoring the elves, which are all like chained up. That's what it is. There's no like guards, nothing.
Okay.
Ooh, he's tentacly.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Walther, I know that we're not allowed in the fight, but is there anything you can bestow upon the other 2 that might aid them?
That's a good question. Allow me to maybe. I don't know. What could I do?
Do you have any spells that they can maybe remove this spell or?
I could maybe give Logan the bracer temporarily.
The bracer?
The Melnoris's weapon. I don't know if it needs attunement.
We actually never said. I think probably naturally you would have already been kind of attuned to it. I think it sensed your being. But yeah, you would need to attune to it. In fact, no, we did say when you picked it up many moons ago that you had to attune to it.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe there is something I can do, but I will have to do it just before you go in, I guess. Would either of you like to fly for the combat?
That will be helpful.
Definitely.
I can play the ukulele.
If you do you have anything that can maybe increase my armor class, my toughness?
We could do some reps with some weights or some exercise, gentle jog.
And Volta turns into like a full-on PE teacher. Like, right, star jumps.
3 laps around the zoo, and no slacking. No, there is nothing I can do, I'm afraid, to increase your armor class as such.
Okay.
Well, if there's nothing else you're gonna do, we'll skip forward the hour then to the arena. You head in the direction of where all these blue ogs are going. It's like the Shakespearean, what's it called, the Roundhouse or something, that type of theatre. Says it's a round building, a raised up. It's all the seating's raised up off the floor in a circle around, like a sandy centre. And there's all these blue ogs, and they're also like excited and chanting and shouting in the audience viewing gallery. And they notice you guys coming, and they take Volta and Keenan, stick them in the stand somewhere. Logan and
real quick. Sorry, can we set
right.
like a safe word where if it gets out of your hands, we just to hell with the consequences. We start hitting from where we are.
Banana?
Banana
Banana?
works. What's the kind of layout, size, shape of this arena?
Well, it's round. I said it's a round. It's like the Roundhouse, the Shakespearean theatre. So it's raised up seating, high walls surrounding this circular sandy floor where you're going to do your business.
What I mean by that is
across,
like roughly from where we would potentially be. How far would the other side be where the other thing comes in?
So the width of this circle, that's not the right term, is it? It's about 60 feet across.
60 feet across, and the walls roughly.
Oh, they're like 20 feet high.
Okay, I'm good with that.
You ain't climbing out, boy. But they recognise you. They separate you, and then Lily and Logan, you're sort of pulled through this an archway into the centre, and they sort of chuck you in there. And you hear this bullywug start talking through a speaking horn to project his voice. These two challengers have come here today, and they are going to take on Cuthbert the Crazy. And the whole audience erupts into cheers. Yeah, Cuthbert the Crazy. You see a couple of like rotten tomatoes being thrown at Lily and Logan. People go, "You're gonna die! You're gonna die!" And he goes, "Without further ado, please bring in Cuthbert the Crazy." And these 3 or 4 bullywugs, they seem a bit broader than the others. Perhaps they're sort of a keeper of his, and are dragging by a choker. It looks like a giant toad, but it's bipedal. It stands at about 12 feet tall. This is a large monstrosity. It's this horrible, pustule, warty-looking toad thing. Massive mouth. It sort of stomps in, being dragged in by these guys, and they sort of unclip the chains and just run. And this huge iron door, they're like a portcullis sort of slams down, enclosing you in the circle beast. So we are gonna have to roll some initiative.
Oh hell no!
Ooh.
I'm going to move that
How
closer to me.
far away are we in the stands, by the way?
In the stands, you're 20 feet up off the floor. You guys are, I don't know, I'll put you to the left of the portcullis, so you're kind of you're aside on them at one end and this thing at the other end. What were your initiatives, Logan and Lily, please?
Mine is 21.
18.
21 and 18. Well, good news is you both can go first. So about 40 feet away from you is this humongous, disgusting frog thing, toad thing. Lily, you're going first.
All right. So, you have seen this move before, this familiar move before, and you remember when you first fought Lily. I changed myself into an owl bear.
Ooh,
Cool.
love it.
And I wait. I don't know. I don't think I can do an attack straight away. Can I?
I don't know. I'm not very clued up with druids. I don't know what you can do once you try.
Let me see.
I think it's probably an action, so
Yes,
if you've got
it
bonus
is.
actions.
It is an action, and I don't think the owlbear has bonus actions. Let me see. No, that's it. Yeah.
Okay. For Walther and Keenan, I will say while the fight's going on, I won't put you on initiative. But if you think of something cool that you want to do to aid, or you can say I would like to, and then tell us what it is, and we'll see if it's successful or not. But if that's Lily's go, all right, Grog, that'll be Logan.
I'm gonna run at this beastie, and as I approach it, the usual flames are gonna erupt up my sword, and I'm just gonna take a swipe straight at it. With the light of Athenia for 27 to hit.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
Okay, so with that hit, because I invoked the flames, the usual flames travel off my blade through the wound and then erupt at the creature's wrists to bind it together. And you need to do a strength saving throw, please.
He's pretty good at strength.
25.
Question is, am I pretty good at rolling? 11.
Not a 25. So you take an extra 2d6, which is another 8. And you take that every turn that you don't beat that save.
So what's the current damage at? I don't think you said.
I didn't do the first damage. I just did the flame thing first. So currently it's 8, then plus 11, plus a d8, and then a 10. So then you've got, so we're on 19, 21, 22, 23. So 33 fire damage, and it is, if it matters at all to this creature, it's is it holy? Was it? Oh, it's against fiends or undead. That, never mind.
Yeah, he's not a fiend or undead. Cool. So you slash into it, and it takes a huge chunk of you see like the flesh peels apart where you hit it, and
Mike, sorry to interrupt. I don't know. You cannot accept it if you want, but I'm reading here, and actually, after the second level, I have it as a bonus action, the wild shape. So I can do also an action, but because I saw it now, I don't mind if you don't.
Yeah, we'll brush past it for this one, and then next one. Steve, all this action, how far can you actually move towards it? Because it was 40 feet away from you. Oh, you...
Only because I have a wind rune. Normally it would be 40 foot.
Yeah, you would have closed the gap anyway. That's fine. Yeah, and it seems to be restrained. And as his name suggests, as you hit him, this crazy sound, and it's like convulsing and juddering around, but its arms are like stuck by its side. It will be the creature's go, unless there's anything else you can do, and he's going to have to make another strength save. If we can do anything, try and break out of this. 19. You said 25, didn't you?
Needs a 25.
Cool. Okay. Nothing happens there. You kind of hear some of the bullywugs shouting, "This is unfair! This is unfair! No!" Lily.
Okay, so I do a double attack.
Quick retcon, that lasts 1 minute, sorry.
Sorry?
The shackles
Yeah,
are 1
it's like
minute.
12 rounds.
Yeah.
So, first of all, I attack with my beak. It is 14 plus 7,
Beak.
21.
Yeah, that hits.
And this is... So it's 7 plus 5, 12 hit points. And also, it's magical. It is a magical damage, if just in case if it is resilient or anything. And second second attack with my claws. Oops, sorry.
Wow.
I
Fuck
dropped
you,
that.
grumpy man.
So,
Lily, how far can you move as well? Because you were also
40 feet.
start your turn.
40 feet.
Yes, okay.
So 14, does it hit?
13,
No,
did you say?
14, 1 4.
No, unfortunately not. Not this time.
Yes, and that's it.
Cool. So you sort of come in, you peck at it, and it recoils a bit, but it can't really do very much. If you want to see what it looks like as well, anyone listening or watching, if you go to 122 in Volo's guide, it is the Banderhob. That's what they're fighting. Not particularly powerful creature, but there we go. We are on to Logan.
Yes. Okay, with being next to it, again, I'm just going to, while it's still restrained, hack and slash, as Dan redeemed earlier. 23 is a hit. So we're going to do a standard attack of 12.
To hit.
No, 12's the damage.
What was your to hit?
Oh, the to hit was 20 something.
Ah,
the second to hit is 19.
Hits, yeah.
So that's his 2 hits. I'll do the damage in a sec. And he's going to also use his action surge to do another, which is 14 to hit. Did you say that was a miss, wasn't it? 14.
That will be a miss, yeah.
Okay, so we need clear that. 2 full hits, which is a 10 and a 9. Then add 2 more, and then he takes his 2d6 fire as well.
That's ridiculous.
7 fire damage on top of that.
7 fire damage. It's pretty wounded. You maybe even like start to almost hack an arm off or something like that. It's really wounded and it's not happy, but it's restrained and there's not a lot I can do.
I'll do it next turn. It's fine. Carry on.
At this point in the crowd, you just hear, "Boo! This is alright. This is not. Boo!" People aren't. They're not happy. They're not happy with what's going on. It is going to be the Banderhob with 25 to break free.
25 is what it is. So yes, that would break.
Now that's an action, though, isn't it, to break free?
Let me quickly check.
I'm just reading what he could possibly do because he's not got a lot left in him.
It doesn't say it's an action. It just says repeat the saving throw, and it banishes the shackles on a success. But that's your end that would say whether a saving throw is your action.
It wants to. Let me see. Can I do that? There's grappling. It is going to try and grapple. So unarmed attack. It's 20 to hit Logan.
Oh. I need to do a strength thingy, don't I? Oh no, it's just a
I
hit.
need to make
17.
yeah, he's going to grapple you, so it's an unarmed strike.
Yeah.
And then a save, a strength. You got 17 on strength, you say?
No, my strength is 20 plus 5, and I rolled a 26 all in all for a strength saving throw.
Okay, so he tries to like grapple you, but he's so wounded it's too weak, and you're able to shrug him off. Lily.
Okay, I attack with my claws this time. Uh, 16.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, so this is 13 hit points.
And as you swipe, you slash probably across its throat, and its blood just starts pouring out as it falls backwards. It falls and is dead.
Are you
on the
not
floor,
entertained?
Sign. There's just.
I'm just jumping
silent.
around and running around the circle like when you are getting like the championship and you just run around the arena. I'm just doing that as an owl bear.
Charging around.
There is just silence in the arena. You could hear a pin drop, and then the mayor stands up, and he takes the announcer's cone and he says, "This is outrageous! You killed Cuthbert.
He was trying to kill
David!
us, to be fair.
But you are supposed to die, David! David!" And this other bullywog stands up and says, yes. Get Jonathan. Bring Jonathan in here now. I want them dead. And so you see a few bullywogs go charging off in the zoo. I'm quite happy to carry on if you guys want to carry on for a little bit.
Yep.
Or would you like to stop before we go into any other combats? Because it's already 5:11.
Would, at the mention of them just saying they want us dead and get more people, I'd look up with the ring. I'd be like, I think it's your time to step in, banana boys.
Sounds appealing.
Hey.
You don't want to hit the slippery slope.
Do you want an initiative roll?
If we're going to go for it. So, nothing seems to be happening. There's just bullywogs. They're all like booing you and throwing things at you. Walther and Keenan, you're in the audience. If you want to carry on, we'll carry on. So Lily and Logan are at your initiatives. That's another crap one. Walther and Keenan, what are your initiatives?
Oh, God.
Sounds like I don't have dice ready. I'm not prepared for dice usage.
Yeah, we're gonna roll some dice. 12.
Thanks
He's
for that
very
there.
excited.
A little ditty.
Okay. 7.
7.
I have +4 to my initiative. Who'd have thought?
So, a couple of minutes go past, and then you notice, after being bombarded, you two in the ring, the portcullis comes up, and the cage that you saw this Froghemoth on is now on wheels, and it's just pushed into the arena. and they shut the portcullis, and then pulling on some ropes attached to it, the cage sort of collapses open in front of you. So Lily and Logan, you are in the arena, Frogimoff, and Volta and Keenan, you are in the stands at the moment. It is Lily's go first. No, it isn't, because you went. No, it's new combat. So yes, it is your go first. Your top.
Alright, is the creature out of the cage?
Yes, it's pretty much. I'm gonna say I'll leave you where you were on the map, so it's pretty much right in front of you.
Is it similar to what does it look like? A frog or
No, this is a huge monstrosity now. It's frog toad like. It's got like eye stalks, tentacles. It's huge and it's disgusting, and it's got a tongue that comes out, and yeah. So if you look up a picture of it, then you get an idea of what it looks like. But yeah, as this thing's unleashed into the arena, and people in the audience are just going, "John, have fun! John, have fun! John, have fun!"
I'm just attacking with my beak and claws.
Yep.
So 16 plus 7, 23.
Yeah, that hits.
And
its AC is 14, just for you all to know.
okay, so the claws
can't
hit
miss.
the beak. The beak doesn't hit, so the claws is
You've got plus 14 weapon attack bonus.
13 hit points.
17 points of
No,
damage.
13, 1, 3.
Oh, 13.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay.
That is going to be 1. Yep, cool. Doesn't seem particularly phased at this point. It's taking some damage from you, but nothing that's going to phase it at the moment. If there's anything else, otherwise it'll be Logan.
Seeing this new monstrosity before, because he doesn't know much about it, he's just going to go all out and just do a load of swings at it. So a 25, a 27, and a 23 to hit for all three of those.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll do some damage. 1, 2. So a 14, a 10, an 8, with 1, 2, 3 d8s extra.
How the hell are you getting so much?
Because that's all I can do is swing a sword. I have no specials. Everything of mine is pumped into this weapon that you gave me, the Light of
That's a
Athenia.
lot of swings, though.
Yeah, I get 3 hit. 1 attack is 3 attacks. And for every attack I get a plus 8 and 2d6 plus 5. So yeah, that's all. That's 14, 10, and 8, and another 10. 10, 20, 34.
14, 10, 8.
40. 44. 44!
Oh, but I made it 42, but yeah, okay.
Maybe 42, I don't know.
Well, I'm not the best mathematician in the world. Let me see, where's that put you at? So that's there.
And I think that might be it. Give me 2 seconds. I'm sure I have. Okay, I'm good.
Yeah, it didn't like that. Its sort of tentacles are flailing about.
It looks like one of those things
noises
on a car park selling things.
Yes. Cool. It is Volta.
I am going to take out my
Penis.
dagger of the cult. And I'm going to slash my own hand.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Why have you got ice
on
cream?
me, do I?
No, I think as an action you could do that. Just take an action to slice your own hand if you wanted to.
Yeah, okay. Okay, good. That's fine. So the blood flows, and because of the power granted to me by the Nelaton, I summon a Vrock into the arena to fight alongside Logan and Lily. And for those people who don't know what a Vrock is, Imagine a giant winged demon, very bony, with a bird-like beak, skeletal, quite nasty looking, great big wingspan, and quite mean.
If I had anything long range, I would be riding that rock around.
Is this a beast?
No, not a rock, a V-R-O-C-K, Brock.
Oh,
A
sorry.
V-Rock.
A V-Rock.
Or
And at the
V-Rock.
sight of this, you hear Bullywugs again shouting, "They're cheating! They're cheating!"
Well, you brought this monstrosity before us. We did not agree to this fight, and you will all pay for your insolence. He points his sword at the main dude of the town.
Cool. Okay. He's just looking at you
Does
angrily.
my block go on with my initiative, or does he wait a bit?
I would put him on your initiative. So, I guess he could just make an attack. So it'd be like an extra attack for you.
Yeah, so he makes 2 attacks, one with beak, one with talons.
Okay, go for it.
Oh,
AC
roll
14.
So the first attack is a beak attack with a 5. The
Bless you.
second attack, oh sorry, 11. That was, and the second attack,
Yeah.
of course, from the rock is with the
You cut out for me there,
talons.
Steve.
Talon 21.
To hit, yeah, that hits. Yeah.
And that does that much damage, so I'll just roll that. So I've lapsed away from the German just to be a little clearer for a second. 2 of those. Sorry, it's on a separate sheet, you see. It does 17 slashing damage.
Ooh, doesn't like that
screech
either.
in a demony kind
Yeah. 17 puts that there, cool. Yeah, and again, its tentacles start to wail around at that, trying to maybe brush away the rock. Doesn't like it. Keenan. It says Keenan's call.
Yes. I had a plan, and then
Then a rock entered.
nah, I So the thing I'm gonna do costs an action, and because it's not an attack, it means I don't get a second action, a second attack. So I can just do it, and that's it. How's the thing looking? Is it looking pretty weary, or is it still strong?
No, it looks strong. It's wounded, but it looks strong. It's like lacerations and that on its skin, but it seems quite thick-skinned.
Okay, I'm gonna. Sorry, have we made it into the pit yet? Did we get in?
No, you two
Oh,
are still in the audience.
Okay, I'm gonna stroll forward towards the edge of the seating area, and then just as I get to the edge, I'm gonna like continue walking, and these like big, like celestial white wings sprout out the back of me, and I just sort of start floating forward towards this creature.
And there's like a gasp of the audience, like, oh, "What is he doing? What is he doing?" Cool. That's fine. It will now be the frog him off. He doesn't like a lot of you because you've been hurting it. It's going to fling a tentacle at
This is a PG
Logan. Fling the tentacle. Fling the tentacle at Logan. That is 28 to hit.
Okay, it would hit, but I invoke my rune of the hill rune. So when I'm hit by an attack roll, I use this rune to choose another creature that automatically becomes the attacked using the same roll, and I choose bossman of the town. Irrespective of range.
Well, no, because its tentacle is not irrespectively. It's got a length to it.
No, the spell says irrespective of range.
Where is the tentacle? Yeah, but it can only reach 20 feet.
Magic.
Hang on. Didn't you say it was a spell?
It's not a spell. It's a magical rune.
No. Did you say it changes the spell?
One moment. Let me find it because I was scrolling. I was scrolling out. Which one did I say it was? Which rune was it? Yeah, this magic transfers the attacks regardless of the attack's range.
Okay, well, the tentacle goes in the direction, but can't reach it. It's only 20 feet.
That doesn't make sense! God damn you.
Well, all you've done is successfully stopped it from tentacling you. That's all you've done.
You can only stretch it so far, Jeffrey.
That's fair.
That's fair. It's going to move, I suppose, a little bit away from you. How far can it go? Where's its movement? 30 feet. It's just going to move 30 feet to its left. So it's now 30 feet away from you. Lily.
Okay.
It's moved away.
Did you say 30 feet away? That's alright. I've got 40 feet movement, so I just attack him again with my beak and claws. So. Claws. Ooh. So my beak is naturally 20.
That hits.
And my claws are 25, so they both hit.
They both hit, and don't forget with your natural 20 for the crit, you do the maximum allowed damage for the dice, and then roll the physical dice to top it up, basically.
So the maximum damage of the dice, which is...
It's automatic,
so, it's
so whatever you...
Okay, I see. So instead of rolling 2 dice, you give me 1, okay.
You get 1 automatic, whatever it is, and then whatever the roll is on top.
It's 10 plus 9, 19 plus 5, 24.
Yep.
And 24 plus 5, 29. And 29 plus 7, 36 hit points.
Ooh, it doesn't like that. That will be... Yeah, big hit. It sort of recoils from you, and it's like... No, not good. And you start to see the wounds bleeding, and it's a much deeper cut.
Mm-hmm.
If there's anything else, otherwise it'll be low.
I'm just very happy. Bouncing owl bear.
Logan, it is over to you.
How tall did you say this massive beastie was?
This one I didn't actually say how tall it is, but it is a huge monstrosity, so I'm going to say it's... Looking at the diagram, it must be at least 20 feet tall, if not more. Maybe 30 or 40 feet tall.
And it moved 30 feet to its left?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So just move around the circle ever so slightly.
And this arena we're in, what's it made of?
Wood.
And the floor? Is that wood
Sand.
too? Sand, okay.
No, it's sand.
I want to... What would I need to give you a roll of to scale the beastie to get up into the stands?
I think you're going to try and climb it. It's going to be...
Oh, what, sorry? You cut out.
If you're going to try and climb it, it'll be athletics.
Athletics. Athletics relies on strength. I love that. 24.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Fuck yeah.
You can sort of Legolas style, I suppose, with a giant elephant. Just sort of like start sticking maybe a sword or something in to pull yourself up and
Okay, so
climb past
once
all its
I've got
flaming
like
tentacles.
onto these sort of stands area, what level of the beast is in front of me?
Stands are 20 feet up.
Right, so
you're
I'm like
going to be sort of
midway-ish.
it's midway-ish, yeah.
Okay.
But if you look at the diagram, just above midway-ish is its giant toothy mouth.
That's fine.
Which isn't necessarily a good place to be.
This is completely down to you because you know positioning. Would I be able to be within melee range of it whilst I'm on the stand, or is that a bit of a leap?
Probably a bit of a leap because it's not right up against the wall.
Okay, I'm going to so 30 foot up and 30 foot across to its left. Yeah, I'm going to just hold it there at this point. I'm going to leave it there right now.
So you're on the stands.
Yeah.
Cool. Volta.
I will send it some eldritch love with some eldritch blast.
Eldritch love. Sounds weird.
So from out of the crowd of bullywugs, you see this magic bolts just blasting across the arena.
First one is a 14. Second one is
Yep. Both hit.
and the third one is a mighty 12.
Wow.
Doesn't hit, unfortunately, the last one. But the other two go pew pew and meet their target.
So the first one does 7, and the second one does 10.
17 points of damage. Cool.
I guess I might gently move towards the front edge of the viewing area. Get a bit closer in range. And then I will unleash the rock.
Cool.
And the rock will... What does the rock do? What did the rock say? The rock will release a set of spores from itself. It will shake its wings and these spores will fly off it. And I must have a DC saving throw, please. A DC 14.
What, Constitution or just a straight?
Constitution, please. Yeah, sorry.
That's going to be more than 14. It's 17 plus 5.
Okay.
22.
So, you are okay? It does fine.
Okay, cool. It seems like just its tentacles flailing around probably negate that. Keenan.
Okay. So how far away from it am I?
So how far into the arena did you float?
How big's the arena?
60 feet
60
across.
diameter.
What's your movement speed?
Okay. I've got a movement speed of 30. With the bit of walking, I'd say 20 feet in from the actual pit
Cool.
bit.
Yeah, and he went round to the other side, opposed to where you were, so about 40 feet from where you
Okay.
are.
Okay, I can deal with that. I will then... What's the damage on that? Oh, it's there. That's super handy. I'm going to just do a with each hand and use a blast. Both at once. One is pants, an 11 to hit, and the other is a 20 something odd to hit.
The 20 odd something does hit, the 11 does not.
Okay. My dice ball bag. Sunbolt does 1d8 plus 4. 6 points of damage. So
6.
the first one goes
Cool.
wide, second one hits him. I'm then gonna like bring both arms down to the side, and you see the gem in my forehead like lighting up before just unleashing this blast out the center of my head towards
Nice.
this creature. Make a ranged spell attack. What is my ranged attack bonus? Tears. Oh, +7. Yeah, boy. 22.
Yep, that hits.
That's the noise it makes.
And
It's
I
flying
get-
through the air. That.
Two,
We're back to the coconuts again.
4,
That's a
5,
lot of dice.
5d8.
And they're all ones.
6, 7, 8, 9, 13, 18. 18 points of radiant plus 23 points of radiant total. Because I got my
Cool.
window for the extra radiant damage for any attack.
That's right, yeah. It's
Um,
not looking healthy. Didn't like that. It seems to like slumped over and it's looking a bit sad. Anything else?
That's me.
That's you.
Yeah, I'll like lower a little bit, so I'm just a couple of feet off the ground.
Cool. It's got a bit of a problem now because it wasn't very happy with that. It can't get you. It will turn and move towards Logan, the annoying creature that climbed up it, stabbing it on the way.
Oh.
It will turn to you at the stands, and it is going to unleash a bite attack against you. That
You're gonna
is
go Godzilla laser
26 to
style.
hit.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
26 to hit.
Give me, I don't think I have any runes left. Give me a quick second. I didn't expect you to do that.
Where's my D10? 1, 2, 3, 5. That's my D10. It is going to do.
No, I can't do anything about it. Go on.
4. Oh shit. 4 plus 6 is 10. Plus 1 is 11. 11 points of. Sorry,
Is it piercing?
and you. It is piercing.
Okay,
And
I can get resistance to it. That's all.
okay, so 11. So
Yeah.
6.
6. Yeah.
Sorry, 5. That's a lower number, isn't it? So it'll be 5. You are also swallowed in that moment.
What?
Yep, you are swallowed. It eats you. You are
what?
blinded and restrained. You're blinded and restrained. You have total cover against any attacks and other effects outside of the Froggermuth. And you take 3d6 acid damage at the start of each of the Froggermuth's turns. If the Froggermuth takes 20 damage or more on a single turn from a creature inside it, it has to make a con save. If it fails, obviously, you are then regurgitated. But for the time being, Logan is in its belly, and it swallows you whole and just goes. Bleh. It looks a bit better for it as well, having eaten you. Lily, it's your go.
Okay, I'm attacking. Big close. So big is 12. Does it hit?
It's a hit.
Yeah.
No, unfortunately not.
And 26 for the claws.
Yeah, that's a big hit.
Alright, so this is 10 hit points of damage, I'm afraid.
10, cool.
Only 10.
It's looking pretty messed up though. So yeah, not Logan because you're in its belly. Volta.
So,
Can I not attempt to break my restraints?
Nope. You are in there. There's nothing you can do to get out.
then I will Eldritch Blast him 3 times from a distance.
And at the point that you were eating as well, there's so much cheering.
15 to hit?
15. Yes, that hits. 14 is his AC.
The second one is a hit, 35. And the third one is it's still rolling at 20. So 3 hits.
Awesome. Pew, pew, pew from the crowd.
Pew, pew, pew.
So 50 plus 8 is 20. Plus 6 is 29 points of eldritch loveliness.
And it had its back to you where you were in the audience, and you see the fire into the back, and it seems to stop for a moment, and the tentacles all sort of go limp and fall, and it slumps to the side as it collapses down dead from these hits. And again, the audience goes silent, and then you just hear the mayor. He's getting really cross now. David, arrest them! They've killed Jonathan! And with that, I think we shall end tonight's session.
Wait. Can I climb out first?
You're restrained in there.
I know, but I don't want to be
You
sat
got
in its
spend
stomach
2
acid
weeks
for a
in there.
week or so.
According to the wording, you are stuck in there. Until someone takes you out, you're stuck.
Yeah, I go and I start digging with my claws to open the belly, and so he can get out.
Okay. Yeah, you can
yes.
dig in there and find him all covered in mucus and
Well,
shit and crap.
I'm alive,
Um,
thankfully. Thank you for cutting me out of there. I didn't want to be sat in digestive juices for however long.
I'm like.
This is definitely going to be an interesting next session. There's a lot of people who've got to answer for some pretty heinous crimes. Can I get a noise that plays Curb Your Enthusiasm? Yes, I will make one for you. Quickly, we've had several new followers, a subscriber, someone who's cheered bits. Thank you very much, Dandy Bar. I'm not going to try and pronounce the other person's name. That one, beginning with P.
Progulakias.
That one. Thank you very much for the follow, the support. We've had several new followers today as well. So thank you all. It's massively appreciated. But this was D&D episode 13. Next week, we are going to, I'm telling you now, whether the other guys agree with me or not, we have found out there is like child slavery and children eating and all of the kinds of slavery and just horrid crap going on here. And I am going to destroy this town.
well, maybe not next week because
no, the next
we were
session.
going to do your a birthday one shot
Next session
week, weren't we?
is definitely going to raise hell. But on that note, I will get you a curb noise. Massive thanks, Steve Corbs as Walther up there. In fact, we'll do a quick players, and that will list all your players. If you want to go check them out, all their links will appear automatically in chat, fantastically. And also, if we do a D&D, if you need to catch up on any episodes, that's our YouTube link and our Spotify podcast link. They will, usually we're uploaded within sort of a day or two after editing and stuff, but they'll all be on there. Captain Danface as Kanan over there. You fuck. And he screamed exactly as my name came up. Mike will love the editing of this one. There's been screams through it. Sipatanissas on my right as Lily. Thank you very much. And Gingerbeard, you're up there. Thank you for writing, running, everything else.
That's all right. Oh yeah,
Yes,
I enjoy doing it for you.
I am going to raise it to the ground.
Thank you to Branch for hosting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let's give him some love. Lots of love.
That was the wrong time to play the joke noise. You fuck you, chat. Literally, the second you said thank you, it just goes budum. Anyway.
Brilliant.
Like I said, not in this stream. I don't usually say it in this stream, but with COVID and all the other shit that's in. There's so much dark crap going on. If you're here, if you're not here, if you can't turn up, if you join for a second or an hour, you being here is appreciated and awesome, and you all matter. So keep doing it.